do it.
Where'd that come from?
Listen. That was my after we won it in 2019. The Cubs called me up and said, "Hey, you want to throw out the first pitch?"
Yeah.
Kimbrel was playing for them too.
Oh,
and my buddies were all like, "Do the Kimbrel, come on, do it!" And I didn't do it. And there I show up in Philly, and Kimbrel's now playing there. I said, I'm doing it this time.
And people love it.
My buddies are like, "You got it. I'm doing it. Don't worry, I'm doing it."
Yeah.
I love it.
Philly Pat Bev. Saw you on Gilbert Arenas' show.
Shit show. Shout out to Gilbert Arenas, man. Shout out to Kenya Martin.
I saw you on Gilbert Arenas' Xbox Live chat.
Hey, shit. Shout out to Gilbert Arenas. Shout out to Kenya Martin, OG. Shout out to Brandon Jennings.
There must have been someone else there.
The guy wearing my shirt. Who
I can't remember.
McQuits. Yeah, man. Gilbert, but I ain't gonna lie. The show, the Gilbert Arenas, the live show, it was cool. Right? Obviously, I didn't. I don't like to get papers and see what type of questions they ask me. I like to kind of go off the front.
Oh, do they offer that?
Yeah, I think some people do, but
what are you guys gonna ask me?
Yeah, but I'm not the guy who I just go. I'm ready for anything, and it was just really interesting to me how how some people get rattled very quick. But I came on the show, motherfuckers was smoking and drinking, and I'm looking like, oh, what have I got myself into? Pat, what's up? You want? Nah, I don't indulge. I'm sorry. You want to drink?
Right.
No, I don't indulge.
I listen to Mark Cuban. They train people for that.
Right. Fuck. Right.
Oh.
And then they got girls out here with short shorts and giving out drinks and bottle girls. So I'm really.
Where was it? It was like a whole ass studio.
It's in his house.
That's his house?
Yeah, nice house, nice home. Gilbert Arenas was great. But yeah, the debate with me and McQuits, it was a vibe. It was cool. It was necessary.
I think for Halloween, I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna be Pat Bev, and my whole costume's just gonna be sitting like this.
No, cheers.
It's the Pat Bev pose. It looks so
it's
sick.
not. Listen,
because when he was like emotional, like yelling and shit like that, and you just being like this makes it so much funnier.
You have to understand. I represent a brand.
Of course.
Barstool is a brand. It's on my back. The NBA is a brand. It's on my back.
Of course.
Beverly is a brand. It's on my back.
Right.
Mr. 94 Feet is. So I represent brands. So what they wanted to do. What he wanted to do. It's not. It's what I like to do. I like to do basketball court.
When I saw him, all I could think was, "Look at you, emotional."
Yeah, he lost. Very easy. But it was a group that flexed. But it was a group that I knew that I could have my way with. I didn't really feel threatened. And I'm not talking about physically threatened. I'm just talking about
of course, it would never get to that because
mentally
we're grown adults.
And me explaining stuff, my wordplay. It was that shit was light. It was a layup.
It seemed like there was
obviously, I got him the best views he ever fucking got.
Yeah, there was 1 billion people watching
right,
it.
Yeah.
It was like tens of thousands of people watching it live.
Yeah, so I think
people like confrontation.
He DM'd me. We hit 350,000, and it's just 16, 17,000 live when you were on. I'm like, yeah, thank you. I make shit go viral.
Yeah, that is nice. That was nice.
But it was cool. It was cool though. It was an experience. I don't really like to do other people's pods.
No, I thought
and that's one of the reasons why, not because of obviously the altercation, just because of the, all the extra shit that goes into it. I like to talk about good shit, hard facts, stuff like that, and
BBLs, British basketball leagues and stuff.
I just want to make sure
basketball.
We're clear.
That's what we're talking about here. But it was a massive moment in the week. But you were like just popping up all over the internet. People love the Mark Cuban stuff, but then on Pat Bev.
Yeah.
Whoa, where was that? Is that an old clip or is that a new clip?
New clip.
Yeah.
I just did a week with.
I don't know if everybody, millions of people saw the clip, but the clip is you shooting what was it, end of game scenarios, corner shots,
yeah.
One maybe clanked or something like that. Your trainer's like, "How's your mental?"
Yeah.
I'm Pat Bev.
I'm Pat Bev. Fuck is you talking? But you gotta understand, I'm the type of guy who goes out on the court. You know, I missed a couple shots, and you know, you got the coaches. You know, great coaches. Oh yeah, come on, next shot. And I'm the guy that's like, yo, I don't need that, because if I miss, you ain't gonna boo for me.
Yeah, you're not a toddler.
Right, you know, so like I just never been the type of like, you know, I need extra whatever because I missed a shot. Like, fuck that. You gonna make it, you gonna miss the next fucking shot. You know what I'm saying? So that's always been my thing. But the guy I trained with, J Law.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he had Klay Thompson, he got Zach LaVine, you know. So what we did, you know, it wasn't even a lot of skill, it was just a ton of balance stuff. You know, he pointed out to me sometimes my balance is not right with my, you know, my shot and all that. So we just worked on a ton of balance, and you know, I don't know. I think we worked out 3 days out the week, and I learned a ton. So yeah, it was great. It was great.
How do you set up those meetings with those types of trainers?
He DM'd me like, yo, we having he DM'd me like we're having a run this Wednesday. I'm like, fuck a run, let's get in the lab. And let's go run. You know what I'm saying? I'm that guy. He's like, all right. I'm like, yo, send me your prices, how much you charge. He's like, yeah, I'll charge such and such a session. We got in, we locked in. I think he sprained his ankle the first day, so he's there the next day with a boot on. Like, it was great. It was great. I mean, I learned a ton. I can't wait to get back to him.
Are those guys expensive? Like, do they cost more or less than a barber?
Less.
That's everything.
Think about that.
Less than a barber.
Basketball training cost per session is less than a haircut.
Holy shit.
Think about that.
Damn.
People, like, they wanted to literally, barbers look at me like, I don't even walk into my barbershop, but you guys are more expensive than
a basketball trainer.
A basketball trainer.
Yeah, dude, I'm just gonna get like Jesus hair and make it to the NBA. Dude, save my money and let's get a trainer and have somebody to get me right. You know what I mean? Just have somebody to lock in with me. But we also, I mean, we're watching the international game kind of unfold, and you look at what happened with Team USA this past week, taking an L, dude. I almost cried, dude. I don't like seeing Team USA go out like that.
But the memes and the disrespect towards the Team USA that people were throwing out, it was like it's crazy to me. Like, it's like people want the USA team to lose. The people from the States. It's the craziest. It's like they're waiting for like the team to lose so they can put out bad press. I think they went out there and played Italy today, put the smack down on their ass.
They had to. Yeah. But you saw who was courtside.
The man?
Goldstein.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell if he was wearing a leather, if he was topless.
Hey, how did he... Hey, you can't say that, man. That man let us in the side. Fuck, how you gonna take a shit in that man?
In his toilet?
Hey, you out, man.
Bro, it's an elite toilet.
Yeah.
That one is my other opportunity to take a shit in a bathroom that's entirely mirrors and has the open concept ceiling. It feels like you're outside. I thought I was in Tulum.
I know, but you feel me? I wasn't really trying to like extra look, but I seen a piece of your cheek and it's wider than what the rest of your body is.
Yeah, because I don't tan my cheeks, dude. I'm not fucking. It's sexy and you know it, dude. I'm fucking. But it was. I went to that bathroom again before I left. It must have been the indigestion. But
shout out to Minnesota too. Shout out to Minnesota.
Okay, fair.
For some reason, Minnesota.
They're mad at you.
I don't know why.
I know why. You said that their best player is going to get out of there.
So
there's a negative connotation to that.
Okay, I understand that, right? I understand that, but that's not true.
But you're saying he's going to get out of there.
Not going to get out of there like, oh, they're gonna get rid of him. It's just when people come a certain age in their careers.
Yeah.
Lights, camera, actions, doing it on big market teams are important. LeBron James went to the fucking Lakers. LeBron James went to the Miami Heat.
Kyrie won it in Cleveland and hasn't won it since. Like, I think that there's two sides to every coin.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. Totally agree. My thing was his personality is huge. Not saying he couldn't do it in Minnesota. I just said a ton of people need to see him.
Yeah.
And I just think that, I mean, It's great. They got a fucking great team. They lost to the NBA championship. They got 9 games on TV.
Yeah.
You know, like
that is. I mean, if you're marketing yourself, that's not what you want. But if you're a Minnesota Timberwolves,
like
fan,
I love Minnesota. I can't believe it. People even think I would say anything.
But if you're a Minnesota Timberwolves fan, you want the possibility of him winning a championship there, of winning 3 championships there, staying, turning the team around. You want to live in that reality. You don't want to live in the reality that maybe he doesn't win a championship, maybe he gets disgruntled, maybe he wants to go to a different market or play with a different backdrop or setting or something.
But we've noticed that even if you do win a championship, players want to go other places also. So it's not like a...
Yeah, I think
like that's what I'm saying. It's the NBA.
I think people are looking at Giannis and Jokic, and they're saying like these are guys who are in non-traditional big markets that have brought a championship.
And look what
there.
Giannis just said. He just came out and said, "We're not on the same page. I don't know about my."
Bro, why does it do it every time? Every time I play a certain player, they always bring them up in the podcast, bro. This shit
negotiation,
weird.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So like
we're living in a matrix.
I think that's
you
fair.
Two guys, like you named 2 guys.
Shit is too coincidental. Bro.
Like you named 2 guys who stayed, like, and people like.
And they haven't even stayed that long term yet, but they just won. But I think that it gives such hope to small market teams that you can draft a guy and you can find him in the 15th pick, or you can find him in the 2nd round, and he can blossom into this type of guy. And you don't necessarily. You don't want him to leave. You don't want your best player to leave. You want him to stay there forever. You want him to have like a Michael Jordan run, or you want him to have a Steph Curry run. And I think that when they're looking at Edwards, they know that he has that crazy ceiling. And maybe it's not those guys, but he has the ceiling of being his own version of that. And if you're from Minnesota, you want him to stay there forever.
Of course. Totally. Of course. I would love Edwards to go in Minnesota and win a ton of championships, but as you get bigger in this league,
bro,
and
what
as you
is that
grow
shot, bro?
Your appeal is going to grow. Your thirst for something else is going to grow. Not only do I want to do it on this stage, but I want to do it with this team on the stage. I only want to do it on the stage. I want to do it with this team over here on this stage. Like you want more. Not saying that anybody's less, but it's a difference playing on big market teams than playing on small market teams. It's just a difference, and I played on both. It's just a difference. That's all.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I want to look out for our Minnesota fans, because there's so many Pap F Pod listeners that are Minnesota guys. Like we love you.
Shout out to my boy Chappie too, man. He told me to shout him out on the pod.
Oh, Chippy13.
Yeah, I always say I say Chappie, Chippy. That's my boy though.
Who is that? Your video game?
That's my video game homeboy.
That's crazy that you just picked up a random cheapie for a video game.
And he like, yo, I'm from Minnesota. I'm like, even better. Come on. Like, yeah, that's my
So you
guy.
still have love for Minnesota?
No. Ultimate love for Minnesota.
Yeah?
Love is very deep.
And don't freaking forget it.
Right. How dare you guys? What you mean? I'm standing on table. How dare y'all question my loyalty to Minnesota?
Playing champ, man.
What you mean?
Don't...
Chill. That's not too much from you. Not too much from you over here. But yeah.
Dude, how about that? I don't know if you saw your guy, Coach Prime.
Listen, that's my man.
Yeah?
You got to think. So Prime is on some shit like, he DM'd me like 4 years ago. 21 reasons. Obviously, I wear 21. He wore 21. 21 reasons. Keep being great. I love everything you're doing. So I hit him back. Obviously, he has the foot. I don't know exactly what it is. But I hit him on some like, hey, man, small thing to a motherfucking giant. You better shake that shit off. The world needs you.
Wow.
Go out there, upset. I love it. I'm excited for Colorado.
They upset TCU. Yeah, it's super exciting. Yeah. He's an easy guy to root for, and people always have some shit to say about Coach Prime, don't they?
Because he says a lot of shit, though. But that's what comes with it.
He said, I got my luggage, and it's Louis, and then sure enough, his luggage, son quarterback, throws for 500 yards.
4 touchdowns.
Travis Hunter catches an interception and over 100 receiving yards. His other son leads the team in tackles.
Yeah.
That man is living his best life right now.
But I think what people missed out of that is he came in and said, we have roles filled up. We already have positions that are already filled. Instantly, as a coach, establishing roles.
Right.
Establishing what are you doing on the team, what I need you to do on the team, what I need you to do on the team. In the dough, establishing roles. I think when you do that, add it with swag, I think you got a chance for your team to be really good. So I'm excited to see the next game they play because there's going to be a lot of pressure.
They got Nebraska this coming week.
Oh, you know what Nebraska did with their volleyball game?
90,000 strong.
90,000 strong. I
Watching
didn't know
women.
Barstool was so heavy in Nebraska.
It's heavy. Well, this guy, Will Compton, went there. This guy that hosts the football podcast, Bussin' with the Boys. But now it's, Coach Prime used to be a Barstool guy.
Blood had on a aluminum foil crown.
Yeah, Cuz did have on an aluminum foil crown.
I've never seen one.
Yeah.
I thought they were all gold.
Because you used to wear the actual, the heavy one.
Yeah, the real one.
Where was that one from? Dior?
Dolce.
Dolce, of course.
Wifey got it from me. Shout out, Wifey.
Shout out, Wifey.
Mandana. Shout out. Love.
So we got to go to an Eagles game, too.
I'm down.
Hey, fly, Eagles fly, brother.
Okay, say less then. I think I got it. At least I ain't going to do no shit that Mike Scott did. Straight up. They out there duking shit up.
No, Mike Scott was tough, though. He was in a karate stance.
That ain't my type of. I just want to go there, have a couple beers, get
drunk.
You
wear green. I think that's the key.
How about I just wear whatever the home team
wear the green AP or whatever,
with the Hurts jersey?
Yeah, with the Hurts jersey.
Love that.
Yeah, you got to get you a Hurts jersey.
Love game. Comment, love game, and fucking subscribe, right? No, I can't curse like that because I'm in Philly. They might see me, but fucking subscribe right now.
Hey, you know what? Let's get into this interview. Why don't we? Hey guys, let's take a second and talk about body armor.
I don't want to do that. See, there's some things I don't want to do, and I don't want to do it.
Okay.
So, Nurse, my host Ron, he does an intro for season 2. I'm gonna let him take over.
Okay, Nick Nurse. He coached in Europe when it mattered. Hit the D-League was a factor. Then won the trophy in Toronto. It was the rapture with the Raptors.
Ooh.
His disposition on the sideline always has him in first. You know he's got patience because the man is a nurse.
Chill.
So if you're playing the Sixers, he'll fix you up in a big hearse. Coach of the year and the new coach in Philly, Nick Nurse. Welcome to the show, brother. Nick Nurse, back to the show.
That was awesome. Well done.
Nick Nurse, dude, my guys got patience. You know what it is. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. I'm a Philly guy. I'm a Sixers fan for my entire life. So having you in the city, having Pat Bev in the city is like my worlds are colliding right now. But you guys have a history that I think a lot of people don't know. You guys, whether it goes back to Iowa or whether it goes back to early on in
So I started off, unfortunately, I went to the University of Arkansas. Things didn't work out there. I needed a place to go, a home to go, a new something. I had a decision between overseas and, at the time, it was D-League. I walk into this room, this big-ass table, this guy sitting at the end. He's telling me, hey, man, you can come play with me, man, the Ira Energy. I'll make sure, play well, you go to NBA. I considered it, chose the money. Went to the G League. Went to overseas, second division, Ukraine. Came back, played for the Houston Rockets. Sorry about that, Ron. Came back, played for the Houston Rockets. The head coach, RGV, was obviously Nick Nurse. I played good basketball down there with him. I think I played 3-4 games. Fast forward, I don't know, I'm 35 years old, and we back at it again.
We're finally, I started recruiting him back in 07, 08, 09, something like that. Maybe he was that, probably 07. Yeah, 07. Finally got him on the squad in 2023 here.
Yeah, that's a long time coming.
Awesome, man.
You guys have really blossomed in your friendship and in your relationship as a coach and a player. But you've got Pat Bev on the Sixers right now. Break it down to me like he's not even here. What does Pat Bev bring to the Sixers?
Well, I'll tell you one thing he brings is he's going to bring some toughness to the team. I think everybody's always kind of said that about him, play hard, tough, not afraid. But I think he saw it the most last season. Like he got mad at me because I couldn't sign him after that after the Laker thing happened, and he ended up in Chicago. But that Chicago team probably guarded as well as they've guarded that I can remember when he joined them, and that's the truth. Like they started, they got all those guys that can score, and he brought that to them.
It changed everything for that squad.
Yeah,
and
that was the only time I beat Nurse too.
Oh, really?
He's smacking my ass every year since I've been there. Punching me every time.
It could be true, but I'm not keeping track. But
fuck, man,
it could be true.
I can't
you got me a good one. You got me a good one.
But yeah, I got it with a count though. Fuck it.
That is. I can't believe you keep track of that kind of thing.
Actually, I didn't. He reminded me. Yeah, so it wasn't me who kept track. He kept track. But no, I wanted to have Nurse on here because I don't think a lot of people understand. Obviously, you hear about his story, you hear about his background, obviously playing, coaching overseas, playing a little bit, in college. I just found out a couple weeks ago. Just talk about your transition from coaching overseas, everything's team, everything's swing, to come into the NBA, obviously dealing with superstars, obviously dealing with fame and stardom. How does that hurt your system or help your system?
Well, here's what I would say, Pat, and I'll answer this like I answered. We were getting ready to play Philly, Game 7, back in 2019, and they were like, "How does it feel to be going to your first Game 7? You're a rookie coach, Game 7." And I said, "You know what? I feel just like I did in '96, going to the finals in the British Basketball League, and 2000 when I was going to the final." I said, at that time in my life, that was my that meant the world to me. Same as this game. So like, they were like, "Oh, come on, I can't." And I was like, it feels the same. And to answer your question, like, yeah, our guys weren't making what these guys are making here, but there still was the same kind of locker room structure. We had a couple superstars, we had a couple vets, we had some young guys. You were still working the same kind of chemistry, connectivity, playing a little harder in Birmingham, England, that you're doing in Philadelphia.
Sweet.
30 minutes, get ready.
How much speed? Show me where you go. How much speed?
It is the same. It's just very similar, just a little different because of the eyeballs and the TV and the money and all that stuff. But it's still kind of in the locker room and on the court. It's basketball.
I was shocked. I'm gonna interrupt you. I was shocked, and shocked in a way because I didn't know how the Kawhi situation was gonna work out in Toronto. Obviously, I played with Kawhi. I mean, he the type of motherfucker like, "Kawhi, what do you want?" Everywhere. Like, just throw it to me. Like, is there a position, Kawhi? No. If you see me after half court, just throw me the ball. Like, he's that type.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, like, how the fuck is this about to work with him and Nurse? I mean, but I talked to Kay. Like, Kay loved it. Nurse got him the ball everywhere he wanted it. They fucking won a championship. So could you explain the history and the ups and downs during that season?
Yeah, I think nobody was sure how it was going to work. I think he hadn't played in like 12 or 14 months at all. So I don't think anybody knew like health-wise where he was going to be, and we kind of went into it with a slow build, like we were going to not play him in back-to-backs and things like that. But he was pretty healthy, but the team was playing so well, we were able to kind of continue to get him rest throughout the season. I think we played. What were they like? We lose a couple. I think we got off to about a 13-4 start. We were off to a great start. I knew the team had a chance to be really good. They were a little upset with me. I was really slow playing. I was building the foundation of the defense and keeping it pretty much. I was just trying to build some certain things and not giving them too much game plan wise, and they wanted a little more than that. Obviously when he wasn't playing early on, people were like, "What's going on?" But the team started playing so well when he was. Then we just kind of played, and I think that was the main thing of that team. That team loved to hoop. They, no matter who we were playing, who was in, who was out, we always went out there and played really hard and played to win. And they were able to just keep getting better, man. I mean, that team was, by the time it was done, that team was really good. But it wasn't First round, April, we grew a lot from April to the end of June. We kept getting better. Yep.
While we're on Toronto, did Kawhi travel on that play? Because there's a lot of people around Philadelphia that seem to think that Kawhi might have walked right there.
Maybe, but you ain't calling that. That was a spectacular highlight. You don't want to take that away with a refereeing highlight.
But the play originally,
it's funny.
The play originally was a down screen for him to catch it and go left, or catch it for him to go back right?
He was looping off there to catch it. Usually he's catching it more closer to the top of the key than he caught it. He caught it a little more towards the sideline, and he just was dribbling, trying to get to some freedom, and never really found any until he ran out of court.
What about
that? Was unbelievable.
It ruined so like. I wish you could pull up the tweets from right afterwards. I think I think my exact words were "shit on my corpse." I felt so bad. The way it lingered on the rim right there. I don't think I'll ever feel that kind of dismay or like the feeling of my heart being ripped out, still beating in front of my face. Did that feel good to do to me?
No, I mean, I just think that it was one of the great moments in sports, man. And I was just like happy to be sitting there watching it. And obviously, like happens all the time. Like the team was good and the team earned it, and the team deserved it. But man, the ball bounces your way. You get, you got a kind of preparation and luck and all those things coming together and all that stuff. So I felt like once that shot went in, I thought, boy, we have a real good chance to win it. We have a real good chance to win it all right now,
I love it.
Yeah, it was incredible. I think that one of the hallmarks of all the squads that you play is you get your guys and you're going to run a tight rotation. How do you pick who stays in that rotation? I think that we look at the Toronto team from last year, there were like 3 guys who had like 37 minutes a game, guys who are getting a lot of burn out there. How do you determine who is worthy of being in that small, tight rotation?
They probably pick it themselves, to be honest with you. I think that a couple things. I'm not really trying to get to that kind of tight rotation with a number of guys. I think there's some guys that are doing all the things necessary to stay out there, both ends. There's some guys that can handle it, physically. I think they do a lot of all parts of team play. That's part of it. And the other thing is, like I'm like my bench guys. They'll tell you too, when they come in, if they get rolling, they're gonna roll. They got a 6-minute stint coming. But if they're rolling, it might go to 18 sometimes. Like, guys start feeling good, man. I'm gonna let them roll on their night sometimes.
Let's talk about you entering the NBA. All right. Obviously trying to find your way, starting D League, G League, and all that. And now you become this free agent coach. Everybody wants you. Can you talk about having an established coach, getting that team, and kind of like putting your own twist to it? Is that a hard transition?
Well, I think that I've been doing a lot of studying this summer. And I think like trying to figure out where my philosophy blends with this team, or the other way around, where this team blends with how we're going to play, and I think that this will certainly be a different version of the team I coached last year. Different players, right? Like even last year's Raptors or the year before's Raptors were pretty good. We're different than the 2019 Raptors, right? So I think there's always this kind of vision that's getting created that we're going to roll out here come October 2nd, and I think that vision will continue to get massaged and maneuvered around to fit the team, and I mean, I expect us to win come opening night, but I also expect us to morph and change, and not sure what it's going to look like in the end, but we're going to try to get it to the best version of ourselves.
I want to talk about Embiid, and I want to eventually get to how you're going to use him as a post player, especially, a lot of times you talked about him having Marcus Gasol. I know ball, dude. But I really want to know what you said to him on the sideline when you guys had that kind of back and forth spat. Were you telling him to quit flopping, or what were you telling him to do? What were you telling Embiid to?
Well, first thing is, I'll be honest with you, like I didn't really realize we were going at it all that much over the years until I got here. I literally like accidentally had my TV on at the hotel in Philly, and they were showing like a big clip of it, and I was like, man, I don't remember it being like that, but the proof was there. So I can't remember. We were saying all kinds of things. He just asking me, what's coming next, and And I'm saying, well, we're just sending everybody, man. So get ready. Like, you're not going to beat us. Like, you know, and I just tell him. And he, you know, he'd say the same. And I probably complained they were giving him too many calls. And he'd say those are all fouls. And I'm like, no, they can't call them all. So we're going to keep fouling. You know, things like that. Just stuff like that. Maybe you need to get his side of the story on that, too.
Is there a group of coaches, I don't know if it's NBA overseas, that you go to for information? Or go to for, you know, I don't know, kind of guidance. I don't know. You might not know something. You call this guy.
Yeah, I mean, I got some guys that I would consider mentors. You know, and most of them are guys that have been mentors of mine for a long time.
Right,
you know, guys wandered in my office when I was a 23-year-old coach at Grandview University in Iowa. You know, and they're still with me, and they're watching every game. And they're not necessarily saying, hey, you know, set this back screen here and run this play and do this. They're more talking like big picture, 30,000 feet stuff, you know, minutes, rotations, you know, good job changing defenses, bad job changing defenses, you know, that kind of stuff. You know, how about this guy? He looked good off the bench. How about this guy in this role or whatever? So yeah, for sure, Pat. I think there's some guys I talk to. Wouldn't say every day, but most days, that are really on top of it.
Was it hard?
What
you hear through the grapevine, this story, this team wanted you this summer, this team wanted you. You turned down a lot of money.
Oh my God.
Maybe.
Turned down a lot of money. I heard through the grapevine.
Maybe.
What was your decision from picking Philly?
Just thought that the fit was right with me. Loved the ownership. Loved my connection with Daryl Morey, the president. Obviously, he was in Houston when I was coaching Rio Grande. Just heard nothing but good things about Josh and David, the owners. And obviously coached against them a lot. I think it's a good team. We have a very good team and some awesome pieces here. So here we are.
The pieces are there. Like, the pieces are right here, where it's not like you are going to have this long-ass runway to try and figure everything out. You can kind of heat it up. You know, you might need a sprinkle of this ingredient or that ingredient, but, like, it's pretty much ready to go, in that some other places you might have had a longer window or a longer time to getting to a championship window.
Well, I think that when you're a coach, I mean, I coached in a lot of places where I got up every day trying to think about winning it all. You know, when you're in the D League, you're thinking about how can we get to the finals, how can we win this thing. When you're in England, you're trying to, how are you going to win it? If you're in Belgium, you're thinking about how you're going to win it, whatever. And I do the same here. And I think that as a coach, you want to have a chance. You know, you want to be in the group that has a chance, and then it's up to us to figure it out.
I feel like nationally, it's like a weird place for the Sixers. It seems like some people are down on the squad, and it's like Embiid won his MVP, and people are like kind of over it. But at the same time, I'm trying to shake some life into this narrative and be like, well, what are you talking about? Not only do we have an MVP coming off of an MVP season, there's youth on this team, and a guy like Tyrese Maxey, who he's just going 100 miles an hour. What's it been like to try and scheme for a guy that's that fast, plays that downhill?
Very, very difficult. He gave us a lot of problems playing against him, right? I mean, it's just there's some things. I mean, like Joel. I mean, what are you gonna do when the guy's just too big for
Why?
you? Right? Like, you just can't put one guy on him. You got, like, that's why we had to run all these schemes to try to stop Joel. Like, and Maxey was similar. We had the speed. We just couldn't figure out how to keep up with him a lot of times, right? But mentioning him, like, listen, I know everybody's talking like this is a chance for him to take a big step forward and all that. And he will. He will.
Most guards.
Yeah.
Play very well on the big.
Why do you think that is?
I think. So I come from overseas. I get to a timeout and the nurse goes, you know you can shoot transition three. Like, with the calm, it's like not angry, not screaming. Coach tell you that in the midst of, like, the battle, and you run through a wall for a coach.
Oh my God.
Once, obviously, people, you know, the coach trusts you, but once you have trust within the coach, and okay, man, this motherfucker got my back, he ain't trying to fuck me, I think you get the best player out of that, more than anything. Yeah. So
player development is definitely there too. You look at what Fred VanVleet turns into. You know,
Cal Lowry, he was an all-star. You know, so like guards who, you know, Gary Trent, he had a great fucking season. Like, you know, the guy Flynn, when he came in, he played well.
Right.
You know, so like if you're a guard in Nick's Nurse system, like you know, if you do right and defend, you're gonna play well. It's just how it goes.
Interesting. Why do you think that is? Why do you think you cater more towards these guards and get the most out of them?
I don't know. I think maybe I do a couple things. I think that, I mean, I had a pretty limited playing career. I played in college in Northern Iowa and played overseas for a year, but I thought when I was on the floor that I felt things or saw things that maybe coach couldn't see from the sideline. And I assume that these guys do too. They're high-level guys, and I just kind of want that line of, what are you seeing? Like, you're going to hear me ask them that a lot. What are you seeing out there? And they're seeing some good stuff. You know, the Lowrys and the Van Fleets and the Pat Bevs, and now it'll be Tyrese's time. Like, you know, I'll call plays. That's my job. But I also say, your turn, and turn my back and get these guys going. And I think it's a collaborative effort. Pat said it. I want, you know, like, geez, you're working on all this shooting all summer long. If you're open, I want you to shoot them. Like, I want you to feel good about, you know, when you're open, green light it all the way, and then we'll go from there.
So you think of yourself as like old school coach in that you really rely on defense? You think of yourself as a new school coach? Like, how do you classify yourself, or do you not waste your time with that?
That's good
What
question.
the?
I mean, good question.
How's he getting out there, man?
Yeah, I just believe. I mean, I just believe what I believe. I don't know if it's old or new. I mean, there's a lot of old school in me because I'm getting up there, and I've studied a lot of coaches from way back. But here's what I believe, man. I believe you got to play defense, and you got to play it aggressively. Like, you know, you got to do that, and we're going to see problems, and we're going to try to stomp those problems out. Like, that's what the game plan is, right, each and every night. And then on offense, the same. Attack, move the ball, get the open shot, hit the open man, let's go. Man. You know?
Let's talk BBL.
Okay.
British Basketball League. The mind for these perverted minds out here. British Basketball League. You talked in your book about coaching Dennis Rodman over there.
Yeah.
What's it like?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You got to crack his book open.
Say that. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He coached Dennis Rodman over there. What can you tell Dennis Rodman at that point in his
How old is Dennis?
career?
He's like 42.
Okay.
But still putting up crazy rebounding numbers, though.
Let me like paint the picture a little bit. So this is back in the Big Brother and reality TV was like at its peak. He was on Celebrity Big Brother UK, right? So this was huge. He's in his house with, I don't know, 20 other people, these other celebrities, and like everybody's watching this, and they're voting him off, you know, voting him in, voting him out, voting him whatever. And he's become this household name in England. Right?
I did not know this. This is wild.
So literally, like we get a call one day, and somebody says, you ought to see if Rodman will come play once he gets voted off the house, and it was just like we said, okay. I just called the owner or the sponsor of the team. He said, yeah, man, let's do it. So he made it all the way down to like I think the last 3 or 4 in the house, and he got voted off, and he came down, and it was wild, man. We had like completely sold out, like over 150 press credentials, which is up from like 3, you know, from a normal British Basketball League game, and it was pretty interesting. He came in. My team was actually running the triangle at the time, and he came in and he said, I don't want to start, coach. Start your normal guys and whatever. And it was pretty cool. And then he checked in, and he literally like hit the backdoor pass in like the first possession out of the triangle, and he had I don't know, 20-something rebounds, and the place was going fun. It was fun. It was pretty cool.
I got to read that. That's fun. I did not know that.
Yeah, that dude though is a good dude and a smart dude. He was kind of interesting to hang around with for
He was a smart guy?
Yeah.
How did you kind of gauge that?
He just, his knowledge of the game and like the knowledge of like who he is.
Yeah, I'm
what he
cheesing.
created
Yeah, I'm
out of
cheesing.
himself, you know, like using that ability.
I need to cut
and
this
all that
damn
stuff.
lead down.
The man is a
I
diplomat.
enjoyed talking to him.
He's
I enjoyed
like an
talking to him.
international.
Good
What the
dude.
fuck is this
You know,
line, bro?
parlaying with like Putin and Kim Jong Un.
Yeah.
It's like if you don't know who to talk to, you send Dennis Rodman over, and he'll kind of figure it out.
I didn't know that. That's very interesting.
Hey folks, let's talk about New Amsterdam vodka. New Amsterdam vodka, the official vodka of Barstool Sports, and the official vodka of the Pat Bev Pod with Roan. Hey, just because the summer's over, as far as guarding BBL, your wins with New Hampshire and Vodka. I also heard something about you in the BBL, the British Basketball League,
Chill.
that you started. You kind of invented the way that as far as guarding 3-point shooters. The philosophy of letting a 3-point shooter kind of get past you, get into a shooting.
The review contest.
Yeah. Is that true that we can attribute that to you over there, or am I hearing?
I would not take credit for that.
No?
I would not take credit for that.
So then, why are people saying that you that you brought this to the forefront and that you implemented that as a strategy?
I have no idea. I mean, like, listen, we did a lot of things that we thought were helpful. Again, we like to pressure the ball, and pressuring the ball created a little bit of driving and kicking, and so we adjusted to that by chasing people after the kick out back inside the line. So that might be it. I'm not sure though. But
it's crazy because everyone said that to me before I got to the team. Are you gonna love McNurse, y'all? Review contest, you do that the best. And I'm talking about 1 person, 2 person, 3 person, 7 person. But then you brought it up, so I was interested with that.
My coaching chat that I'm in, I'm talking to these guys about coaching. They say that the sets that you run
What the fuck was that
like
line
football plays out there. That you just have these screens, these dribble handoffs with all this static that people have to run through and everything.
What is this?
That there's immense creativity and courageousness in your play calling, in that you can do things that are outside of the box.
Well, we're going to probably do that a little bit. I think that, I don't know, I just kind of got maybe there's a better way to do stuff sometimes, and then we'll experiment with it, and we're not real fool. If it doesn't work, we just, like, crumple it up real quick and throw it away. But if it does work, we'll, like, put it over in our playoff toolbox and bring it out later. Try a bunch of stuff.
Did you know how good you were before you stepped on the NBA court?
What?
As a coach?
Nope.
Like what people see in you now, right?
Yeah.
What do you think was the hold up? Obviously you have to start somewhere, but like even with that, like what do you think the hold up was of like people actually like, nah, this motherfucker can coach?
I don't know. I just think that the only time I ever thought there was a hold up, I was doing really well in the D League. Obviously we won a title and wasn't much action, and I went to another team and won another title. We won with Iowa, we won with RGV. I didn't really, people say, well, how come you aren't in the NBA? And I didn't really care because I knew, like, how valuable that head coaching in the D League was for me, like 50, 60 games, of running the whole thing and, again, experimenting a lot and learning stuff.
Bro. Like,
I felt like it was, I was just getting better and better and better, so I didn't really know. And to answer your other question now, I mean, I'm still a work in process. I hope I'm good this year. I'm gonna try to be good this year for this team.
If I won a championship in my first year coaching as a head coach, I would be like, this shit is easy. I'd be like, I'm fucking him, dude.
And then leave and go win another one? Right. With another team?
Yeah, like, I'd be like, this shit is...
And then get to the league and win one?
This is what everyone's talking about?
Yeah.
This is coaching is so hard? First year, you bang one out. It's like, there has to have been like a 1% of 1% of your brain that was like, wow, that was easy.
It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. I feel like that was a great team, man. I'm telling you, that team was... Sometimes I sit there and think of, Mark Gasol, how good he was, and Serge coming off the bench, and Freddie coming off the bench, and
that's an underrated
Danny
team.
Green. I mean, there's some guys, man. There's some Kawhi. I haven't mentioned Kawhi, Kyle, and Pascal yet. There's some ballers.
And
there.
You did something different with Mark. You put him up top. You put him up top and made him facilitator. A lot of people, as you know, posted Mark.
Yeah, it
was one of Mark's best years. Having Serge come off the bench, where he's usually started. Killed it in the playoffs. Like different guys who had different roles assumed another roles and like became better players in your system.
Yeah, that was probably an accident with Mark, but it was a good accident. Like some of this experimentation stuff. Like we found out really early, like if we threw the ball to Mark and everybody just started cutting, that somebody probably get a layup eventually. So that was a lot of times when the offense wasn't going good, we just say throw it to Mark. Everybody just start cutting really hard, and he'd like, he'd be wheeling and dealing, and then Serge would come in, we'd run something a little different for Serge. He started getting really good at kind of the short roll jumpers and stuff like that. So yeah, very smart team though, Pat. You had seriously no idea, like there'd be stuff going on out there, and the other coaches are really good too. Like let's say we're doubling somebody, and because we wanted to force him one direction, and then the coach would do his chest move and put him on the other block, and I'd yell, put him on the other block, and those guys would figure out to send him, to do it from the baseline instead or whatever. Like they were doing that stuff on the fly. It was amazing the adjustments they could make defensively on the fly.
So then when you look at Embiid being the centerpiece of this team, what ways do you think that he can kind of blossom under you?
Well, first and foremost, I hate to be boring and start at the defensive end, but I'm going to really expect a lot
Doesn't bore me, brother.
Rim protection from him. I would say that would be where I'm going to start, that we're going to probably let our aggressive guards be really aggressive and funnel a lot of things to him. Yeah, I'm expecting him to, I always say, he's going to take more swings at block shots.
To swap.
You want to block more shot, you got to swing more, right? You got to swing at some more balls. So that'd be the first thing. I think he continues to develop and be creative on offense. I would imagine you're going to see him doing about a little bit of everything offensively, from bringing it up the floor to running screen and rolls to DHOs to we're going to be running some down screens, cross screens, back screens, whatever. They're going to have to defend everything with him, and hopefully we can get him the ball.
Talk about
the fuck
I have to mention him.
bitch.
I love him to death. You know that. Coach Finch.
Yep.
He kind of took this kind of similar route you took. I think he was in the NBA a little fast on the assistant coach side.
Yep.
The road from going overseas, learning the game. I think people miss out. I think people understand you go overseas, like you actually have to learn how to play basketball. So if you could talk to people about you and Finch's role, obviously going from overseas, coaching overseas, learning how to play the game, and then moving that and putting that in the NBA, which is a totally different game, and having success at that.
Yeah.
How hard or easy was that?
Well, it ended up being like just what we needed, right? It was like the place for us to learn. We were just over there. We loved to coach, and we got a team to coach, and we just started doing it. And we were like really big competitors in the British Basketball League for a long time. He'd win it, I'd win it, he'd win it, I'd win it.
I didn't know he won it.
So back and forth, right? Like we were like 1-2 on each other's heels, like I don't know how many years in a row. Then we became friends. We coached the Great Britain national team together in the 2012 Olympics. He was a head coach, I was his assistant. By that time, I had already moved back to Iowa in the G League, and he went to Belgium. And I just said, hey, dude, this is like really good coaching, learning experience. You should come back. And RGV was talking to him. And, we were just, he's like, I don't know if I want to leave Belgium. I said, dude, you should take it. So he ended up going there, then going to Houston right away. And obviously he's now at Minnesota. So very similar tracks. Long time in England, both coached RGV and both in the NBA.
Fire.
Yeah.
That is so fire. I didn't know.
He's a great coach, as you know.
That's fire.
He's a great coach, as you know. Yeah.
That's my dog.
Yeah.
We argued every day.
Yeah.
He's great.
Why'd you guys?
Because you see something as a coach, I see something as a player. I come on, Finch. No, Pat, I don't want to hear that shit. You're right, Finch. My bad. And he's great though. You got to think. But me and him would call each other. What you think tonight, Finch? I think it was great. Like the relationship we had was. It wasn't even close to what compared to what we had with other players. It was more like big bro type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I just looked at him for a whole bunch of guys, picked his brain on a ton of shit, disagreed on a ton of shit, learned a ton of shit.
So what happens when you guys disagree?
I mean, it happens. Sometimes I'm gonna disagree. You be like, Pat, shut the fuck up, and I'm like, all right, coach, you right. Like I'm still a player. Like I've never like been disrespectful to my coach. I've started overseas, so that's not even the type of, the nature that you have over there. But if I see some shit, I say, hey, coach, what you think about this motherfucker overplaying this, coach? You think? And most of the time, a coach is smart. He sees some shit. Okay, say less, so.
Comparatively to other coaches, how open do you think you are to that type of feedback?
I don't know. I don't know how other guys are, but I'm super open to it. I mean, I'm not only open to it, I'm going to encourage it. And, again, like I said before, I think guys see what's going on out there. They got a feel for what's going on. I think they need a platform to be able to communicate it.
And it's more of like that's part of season. It's more like what I've seen with Finchy that I didn't see from a lot of coaches was like in practice, strictly overseas. Nobody fucking talks while I talk. No ball is dribbling while I'm fucking talking. Like, okay, I feel that, coach. I'm here for it. Like it make you kind of perk up a little bit. Okay, cool. Let me tighten.
I didn't even know that those are the overseas rules. There's a stricter environment.
It's just different.
Yeah.
It's just different overseas. The overseas coaches, it's more of like, okay, family, I'm head of the family, this is what we're doing, you know, type of thing. And you buy into the system like that, or you get your ass on. And I think him and Finch have done a great job of kind of having that same type of aura with the team they play for. Like, you can play against Nick Nurse with no jerseys and know that you're playing against the Toronto Raptors. It's the craziest thing in the world. The craziest thing in the world. And there's not a lot of teams you could do that with.
Interesting. That's fascinating. What do you think, what was the basketball culture like in England? Do people like basketball, or are they having, like, pork pies on the sidelines? And, like, what's the vibe? Obviously, it's a soccer nation, a football nation, but you're over there coaching.
Yeah, you know what? It was like from a
dinner with Panera, freshly prepared with clean ingredients.
That kind of perspective, popularity, it wasn't very popular.
Yeah.
And but I would say this. I would say that the league was pretty good. Right, the guys weren't making near the money they should have been making, or they were in other, even Belgium, you know, France. Those guys are making a lot more money, but it was a good kind of undersized athletic league. It was like 13 teams. It was probably 7, 8, 9 American coaches, and all in the same boat, just trying to learn and fight, and it made it super competitive. So I don't know. There was a lot of good that came out of that league. Yeah.
Yeah, coaching the undersized guys, it feels like it's got to be a way to, like, kind of maximize the talent. It's really on the coaches, because you don't get to rely on these massive athletic talents. But then you look at a guy that the Sixers just re-signed this summer, Paul Reed, B-Ball Paul. This is a guy whose body type you're familiar with. You've had these, like, 6'9" guys with these kind of similar body type, similar game. How do you think that Philadelphia 76ers fans can expect you to deploy him this year? What do you see in him? Does he play with Embiid? What's his future with this team?
Yeah, I think, first of all, I love him. Plays hard, got an incredible nose for the basketball. Like, I got a lot of go get the ball. Yeah, right, the ball's pretty important in the game, right? And he really can go get it, and even when he doesn't, he just misses it about 25 times a game where you think he's going to get it.
Taking swings at.
Yeah. So, and he's had a great summer. I mean, amazing. He's really worked from the moment I got the job. He got in the shooting program, and he's been on it. He's in shape. Will he play with Embiid? For sure. Like, I don't think that's
wait, who?
That's the time. I got a lot of time for guys.
Is with these kind of similar body type, similar game, the coaches, because you don't get to rely on these mass.
And it made it super competitive. So I don't know. There was a lot of good that came out of that league. Yeah.
Yeah, coaching the undersized guys, it feels like it's got to be a way to, like, kind of maximize the talent. It's really on the coaches, because you don't get to rely on these massive athletic talents. But then you look at a guy that the Sixers just re-signed this summer, Paul Reed, B-Ball Paul.
Paul Reed.
This is a guy whose body type you're familiar with. You've had these, like, 6'9" guys with these kind of similar body type, similar game. How do you think that Philadelphia 76ers fans can expect you to deploy him this year? What do you see in him? Does he play with Embiid? What's his future with this team?
Yeah, I think, first of all, I love him. Plays hard, got an incredible nose for the basketball. Like, I got a lot of time for guys that can go get the ball. Yeah. Right? The ball's pretty important in the game, right? And he really can go get it. And even when he doesn't, he just misses it about 25 times a game where you think he's going to get it.
Taking swings at.
Yeah. So, and he's had a great summer. I mean, amazing. He's really worked from the moment I got the job. He got in the shooting program, and he's been on it. He's in shape. Will he play with Embiid? For sure. Like, I don't think that's a question. Like, he's gonna be out there playing hard. He's gonna be defending. He's gonna be doing probably more than he's done before. I think he's ready to take a step up. He can play.
Oh, God. I'm going to jump to NBA. Is there, and you don't have to say, don't say any name, are there coaches and teams that you love to play against? Like, oh, yeah, I'm about to cook his ass right now.
Nope.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Love that.
Don't see it that way.
Love that answer.
Knowing that you have a competitive advantage over or anything like that, where you're like, okay, my scheme is perfectly tailored for their scheme?
Nope.
Humble
Love that.
Humble guy.
Love that.
There's some guys I think the familiarity breeds some like rivalry a little bit.
Right.
You know, it seems like looking back that us in Miami.
Oh my
when I was with
God.
the just seemed like those we had some real great games. You know, and be like we play them one time and they'd get us and we'd full court press them to start the next game or something, and it'd just be on, and we'd get them back, and then they'd full court press us the next time. It was like some of that stuff going on where two teams were really playing hard against each other. Knicks, same, teams you see a lot that you're used to in your league or whatever. I think there's some of that going on for sure. These guys, man, Philly, we had some battles with these guys over the last 5 years.
Oh,
sure, huh?
big time, big time. Some classic games.
Yep.
There's just no way that just happened.
When
I just called for that.
During some of these classic
Bro.
games, I'm watching you on the sidelines, dude, and you are letting these refs have it.
It's a shooting foul.
You don't leave these refs alone.
Once in a while,
Not all the time.
sick answer.
when they deserve it. How do you know when to have the foot on the gas, and how much finesse do you use when you're dealing with these referees?
Welcome, class. You guys know the theme of the book? The theme is the NFL on CBS streams live on Paramount Plus.
That's not the theme of the book.
Josh?
High class.
I mean, listen, the only thing I'm ever doing is fighting for my guys. Right, and I might be a little feistier than some, but I just feel like when they need me to fight for them, I'm gonna fight for them.
That's the Philliest answer of all time.
Right.
Like, people are gonna love that shit.
Humble killer.
Listen.
I fucking
your
love
guy,
that.
dude.
I love
Hey,
that.
but listen, man, I got 5 older brothers, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's been a, you wake up in the morning and you're fighting for
I love
food
Junior
and a
Banks,
bowl
bro.
and some milk and some cereal, and it goes on like that all day long. So it's just kind of the environment that I've grown up in.
That's what's up.
to fight.
That's
yeah.
what's up.
It kind of hones the craft a little bit.
It does.
Hones the craft
Yes,
and
it
getting
does.
that face in at the doggy bowl. You know
That's
what I mean?
right.
You gotta,
That's
you
right. I love
gotta
that.
get the shoulders wide a little bit to make it happen.
I fucking love that.
I also heard that you had
Great defense.
maybe laser eye surgery.
In no way,
but
man. Oh, there's
wearing
no way that
glasses
just
at
happened.
the time, and maybe it was your grandmom couldn't recognize you on the sideline without the glasses,
Yeah.
and so even though you had the surgery, you would throw the glasses on anyway, just to like kind of a nod, be like, "Hey, this is me over here."
So I got LASIK.
Clark Kent.
I wore glasses for a long time. I got LASIK going in right into, I think, season 2 at Toronto. And I was an assistant, and get back to my phone after game 1, and there's all kinds of calls and messages, and it's my mom, and she's like, how come you weren't at the game? And I said, what do you mean, Mom? I was there. I said, oh, Mom, I got LASIK, man. I wasn't wearing my glasses. She said, you put those glasses back on. I couldn't recognize you on TV, so I went and got a pair.
Drew Holiday is
Oh,
annoying,
yeah.
bro.
I'm fucking locked
So
in.
fucking annoying.
I'm fucking locked in, dude.
I love that.
The
I love
glasses
it.
are,
A
yeah.
prop?
Yeah, they're
A prop?
Like Buddy Holly over here.
invisible
Oh
glasses.
my god, I'm trying to change the
So
fucking.
what's the plan
Oh
this
my
year?
goodness.
Glasses still, or what's going to be the look on the sidelines this
Probably
year?
still a nod to Mom, probably, yeah.
That's so
Love
cool,
that.
man. I feel like that's even though it probably is easier to see without having the glasses around. If that's your look, that's your look. There is something about being identifiable and having branding that a lot of
No,
coaches I'm
wait,
sure
that
aren't
happens.
conscious of. Maybe you're not thinking about it consciously, but you have to have a brand as a coach. Like that has to be like who you are as a person, how you present yourself, even doing some media like this. You know,
Bro,
it
the
seems
crazy
like
thing
that's
is
all
Josh
part of
Okogie
the game.
be doing
Do
that
you
shit
enjoy
too.
that extracurricular type of the job, or you just wish it was all between the lines?
I think most coaches wish it was all between the lines, but I also understand the reality of it. Right? It's like not that much of it's between the lines, to be honest. But that's the best part.
As a coach, understanding that the NBA
There's
is
no
a
way,
revolving
bro.
door for players and for coaches.
Oh my god.
When you go into a new situation, are you going into a new situation wide-eyed, bushy-tailed, let's get it, let's compete, let's be great? Or is it, let me try to not step on so many toes and not try to, like, what's the vibe with that as a coach coming in?
Good question. I think don't really have any other way of doing it but thinking about right from the jump. Like, what's the goal? The goal is to win it all, right? That's it. So work as hard as you can, treat people the best you can, right? And think about winning. What's the plan? What's the plan to get there?
It seems like there's so much balancing that goes on, so many personalities, and it might not be like in Europe where everybody's docile and they're all going to listen to what you say. These guys are getting paid a ton of money. How much do you think about emotional intelligence as a coach? And if you do, how do you try to hone your own emotional intelligence to work with all these moving pieces and egos?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the vision of what you're trying to do needs to be told to them super early, right? Like, here's what we want to do. Well, that's fine. Everybody says that. Now, what's underneath that? Like, 1A is what's the plan? Like, here's the formulated plan to get to where we want to go, and understanding that plan's going to probably be shaped and twisted and polished and all kinds of things along the way. There's going to be, I would imagine, there's going to be moments where Pat Bev and I don't have we'll have some heated moments, but the next day we'll get back to work. It'll be the same with Joel. They'll be the same with Tobias. They'll be the same with Paul Reed, whatever, because it's a competitive, like super competitive thing that we're all doing here, and the emotions do run very high. We try to talk about that beforehand. We try to put in some things beforehand to understand we got to handle these things, right? Like, I don't know. Whatever they are, but those things we try to communicate them out early on and just kind of keep working and polish them as we go.
Like, when I look at you, I definitely think of somebody who has extremely high emotional intelligence. And I don't think I necessarily understood it until we started doing a podcast together. And I see kind of what your attitude with me is, or with everybody else, and it seems the same way that you treat your teammates is the way that you treat the people that you're doing a podcast with, accountability, but also coming from a place of love. Do you think that that's something that you try to work on, or is that something that's innate to you?
I think it's something I wasn't good at before, right? Obviously, you go into teams, and I've been I don't know, given this label as, veteran leader and all that. Like, being a leader is fucking hard. Like, being a basketball player, you just show up to this motherfucker, lace them up, hoop, do your fucking job, go home. Like, being a leader is all like, shit ain't even between the lines. It's a basketball camp, or texting a guy, or my competitive nature. You know me, I want to kill everything. So, like, I can't kill the rookie. I got to build them up. So let me kill them, let me build them up. You know what I'm saying? I think that I've learned that the most. I think Finchy, Coach Finch, I think he challenged me a ton to be a leader that I wasn't good at first. And then, with that, it became a lifestyle change. Like, everything I did was to be great. All right, cool. We go rep it out. Fuck it, let's rep it out. Like, fuck it, coach. It don't feel right, coach. Fuck it, let's do that shit again. You know what I'm saying? Like, now you got to play off the catch. Like, fuck that, coach. I told you to play off the catch 3 times, bro. Come on. You got to get playing time. You got to get this next check. Like, so
quarter of my time,
like, it was a learning process, a little trial and error with me.
I think that motivation and that high level of accountability is going to ingratiate both you guys to the city of Philadelphia. I think that Philadelphia will definitely like that. And I see you're already doing the right things in Philly. I saw the opening pitch. I saw the Craig Kimbrell arm. You're doing the right things.
Man.
What the hell?
Who told you, or where did that come from?
Listen. That was my after we won it in 2019. The Cubs called me up and said, "Hey, you want to throw out the first pitch?" Yeah, Kimbrell was playing for them too.
Oh,
and my buddies were all like, "Do the Kimbrell, come on, do it," and I didn't do it. And then I show up in Philly, and Kimbrell's now playing there. I said, I'm doing it this time.
And people love it.
My buddies were like, "You got it. I'm doing it. Don't worry, I'm doing it."
Hey, Nurse, we wanted to, man, thank you, bro. We know you're busy.
Yeah.
We wanted to thank you, man, for coming up, taking time. Obviously, we go our first billionaire, and then we go after that, our first head coach. So we thank you a lot, brother.
Yeah, no problem, man. Anytime for you guys.
We're super excited, man. Thank you so much for spending time with us. But let's do something special in Philly this year.
Let's do it.
Thank you.
All right,
Nurse. Appreciate you, sir. Hey guys, let's talk about straight talk.
Nah.
Some
I took the walk to Poland. I took the motherfucking walk to Poland. I took the walk to Poland.
Worried your phone won't be protected if you switch to Android? It's all good with proactive protection.
Since 1913, we've had one
Good
job,
shot, boy.
pioneering a
You're
motor
not
oil
like that,
so
but good shot.
advanced, rideshare drivers can trust it to protect their engines for up to 500,000 miles.
shot.
Guaranteed. 5 stars for engine upkeep, Charlene. Pennzoil. Long may we drive.
This is huge, Skip. I mean, regardless of how they use him, if they start him and let AD play the 4, I'm sure AD will be ecstatic about that. Like you said, we shot 34%.
You have to earn that, buddy.
Like, people get a Lakers jersey on and they just forget how to shoot. Like, great three-point shooters just aren't great anymore when the Lakers jersey's on. So I hope he is not is a different case. But Pau Gasol, a Lakers great, jersey just went in the rafters. During his Lakers career, averaged 18 and 9 or 18 and 10.
Okay.
This boy coming in is averaging 18 and 9 over the last three years, 38% shooting from 3.
Yep.
Like, I feel like he's going to be a great asset. I don't understand why we got him for this price. That's the question mark. I'm trying to figure out why he was sitting so late.
No.
But I'm just trying to figure why nobody else picked him up, because he seems like a really good player.
Yeah. The league
but he was sitting out there, so there's something.
Yeah.
There's something there, and I'm concerned a little bit about that.
Yeah, I don't know why he was hanging around. I guess late in the game, and we were able to get him. But I'm glad we got him. Right?
You stole him.
I think when you look at it, his ability to shoot, his ability to defend, he's another lone guy. So like Richard said, you can now have Anthony Davis move to the 4, something that he wants to do. You can keep him at the 5.
Yep.
Now you have different chess pieces that you can play with in different ways in the lineup, right? You say to yourself, LeBron's always had himself surrounded with pure shooters. Well, this is just another opportunity to get a guy who could shoot and not just stand there and clog up the middle. I'm excited about it. I want to see it kind of unfold and be put together before I get just over the top with it. But at the end of the day, I feel good about the signing.
Why didn't he go up the first time?
It does not put us
like
in
they
the
selling
position to be the lead front dogs in the West, because Phoenix got better. Okay, Denver's coming off. We know what Golden State could potentially be.
Yeah.
So we still have some challenges ahead of us, because the other teams could potentially be better. We got to stay healthy. Anthony Davis has missed a lot of time. So when you look at Anthony Davis' time that he's missed for us, we have an insurance policy just in case we need that.
Yeah, I agree.
A cheap insurance policy, by the way.
Oftentimes, a Christian Wood will put on the purple and gold at what used to be called Staples and walk out onto the floor and look across and say, wait a second, that's LeBron James over there. And all of a sudden, you start to shoot that 3 and your hand's shaking a little bit and you don't shoot 38% from 3.
Oh, my God.
I've
It
seen
just locked me up.
over and over again.
Who have we had that's come in that was deadly shooters that disappeared?
Malik Beasley just did it last year.
Yeah.
Malik Beasley just did it last year.
Yeah, that's literally when it first came to my
Did
mind.
he get enough run to be
Oh, and they called.
Cold, and he stayed on the bench. So,
And he stayed cold.
all right. So the point is, they re-signed Austin Reeves and Hachimura and Dean.
That boy Cassinet just went live. Type shit. Cassinet. Yeah, Cassinet, yeah. Type shit.
Great scientists have been with Bounty Company.
Made it. Oh, good pump fake, you ugly, stupid. Oh, you know what you are, Giannis.
Boy, this lead is razor thin. Yeah, BA, and there's a chance to extend that right here. Booker can't get it to go. The Bucks have gone 4 for 10 in the fourth.
That's a steal, 3K. Oh, he just got me with him. That's cash.
Middleton from that area. His mid-range game is on fire, draining those shots often.
Here's Booker. Connects on the 17-footer. 20 points for him.
Not just the accuracy in the quarter, it's his movement and the energy that's getting him on this nice roll.
To the middle. Here's Antetokounmpo. Oh, what a finish in traffic! My goodness!
Even with a hand in his face, that means Giannis in a good rhythm on that particular shot.
Beal, the pass to Durant. Puts up a three. Allen's in there.
Come on, KD.
Beal's got 9 assists now tonight.
He just nailed his second three of the half, guys. I'd be very aware of that if I were the defense right now.
Middleton passes to Antetokounmpo. Pulls it. Middleton, no good. Yeah, just hasn't been able to find his rhythm offensively, and that's having a ripple effect. Booker against Allen. The fader. Outside for Booker. Lets the three fly. The rebound for the Bucks. Antetokounmpo's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Allen, the pass to Antetokounmpo. Not sure why he committed the intentional foul. No purpose. I think everyone's a little confused, but weird plays happen. You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking. And Allen gets it to go. And that was the right decision. When you're in need of a bucket, you go to your most trusted guys.
Whether it's teammates or the coaching staff, hopefully a combination of both, but it's close. He's getting the ball.
Phoenix calls timeout. Good idea to call timeout. It looked like the guys were getting some heavy legs out there.
The Rats. Because New York Rats everywhere. Bro, them niggas hungry or not, bro, they baby rats, bro. Them niggas don't know how to survive, bro. Bro, if they can't do that, if they can't learn to take a nigga food like yours.
Say the word and I'll fuck these H&S dudes up. Stay up, agent. You're a walking WM8. Hey, Agent Straw here. Hi, Chris. All calling aside, hope you all have a great trip and stay safe out there.
Hey, appreciate
also
you,
tell Juki Pookie I said hey.
I'm okay. I had waffles and fries, nigga.
Hey, bro, that was solid.
Yeah, that was good, bro. No, I was saying the fries was good.
Hey, Chad, that was solid, bro. So far, the UK East is not bad. Niggas were saying it was ass.
Beanies are at Camden, Shoreditch and Mayfair. Also, if you want a club, go take top 3 club in London.
Yeah, let's go to a club, bro. Nigga, a club. Why I was Wednesday.
A club on a Wednesday night? That's
yeah, you're right.
You just trying to go. No, we're supposed to go out tomorrow or some shit. Nah, that 2K come out tomorrow. We can't club. We gotta be grinding. We gotta be grinding, nigga. We gotta grind our badges, brother. We got practice tomorrow.
What if you know, in case I win $1 million or something?
You can win $1 million fucking pounds?
Over here, we splitting that shit though, innit?
Yeah, if we win, we can split that.
It does not need it, bro.
What do we win?
Oh, we want a 2K holiday.
Cap.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Your next line, let me see that real quick. Hold this for a second. My brother.
Jabs? Jabs.
Where you going? Oh, by the way.
Uh-huh.
Never told you all police. This is all police look like that. What is swaggy, my nigga?
Hello, officers. Hello, officers.
They got this shit.
Yeah, I told you, they don't have no guns on them.
But we don't need it.
Hello, officer. How you doing? I'm doing very well.
We're from America, and we want to say our uniforms are
Sucky, my Negro.
I got that shit on, bro.
Now I'm about to say. Do you? All right. Have a pleasant night. I have PTSD. I have police. Last time police officers see me, I almost wanted to tear my shoulders off from pain. So.
Let's go carry on. They keep saying feed me, bro. Like you got me another day, right?
Oh, feed you?
Yeah, bro.
Bro, you didn't want any of it.
How you lying?
You just looked at me eat it. You didn't even fucking reach in the bag for nothing. This nigga could have reached in the bag for anything.
My dad went EV.
Electric. Don't get shocked.
The guy who's eternally locked out of his email is going EV. Nice car.
Rhymes with Kev.
You think they don't charge fast enough or go far enough.
Up to 80% charge in 18 minutes. Range? Heck, we could go to Mexico.
You Kevin Bacon?
Luke? Or Red? I could also make it play nature sounds if you want.
Introducing the all-electric Hyundai Ioniq 6 with up to 360-mile range. When it comes to EVs, we're thinking of every mile.
Got no stake in the rise. If I take flicks with the guys, I gotta put emojis over like 3 faces, cause the feds can't see those eyes. People I shouldn't be beside. When I was an actor, they would go strapper just to sell food on Bieber's side. Many reasons why I'm this way, my girl, that's just one reason why. I seen you around that Soto enough, man, baby. You love all some idiot guys. Obedient guys.
Oh my
God. Guys. You know I'm like 6'2" and a right shoe love, but you love all some medium guys. I wanna keep you on the beach till 6 a.m. so you see sunrise. Seeing you from the stage in the 100s, these must be eagle eyes. Pressing against me, thinking about entry, know you could tell it's a decent size. You wanna know the real me, girl, so you wanna see deep inside. If Chubbs has on the Chanel side bag, you don't wanna see him reach inside. But we know some demon guys with jealous and evil eyes. You know that's how Jesus died, you know that's how Julius Caesar died. I bet they were decent guys, I swear they remind me of me sometimes. I'm trying to be under your breast like peas and rice, you never get treated nice. Fool you once, that's fine, but you look dumb if you let them repeat it twice. 200 mil on the table, I hope I'm able to get this agreement signed. Told you I needed time, but really the truth is I don't believe in time. Feel like I've been here over 1,000 years, like since the medieval times. And I'm still just a cutthroat king, even though this is recent times. A man my dad that we're beefing with, but we don't do grieving time. Fuck teasing time, if I come inside, just breathing time. So much for idols. KMT with a high roll. Knew that I made it when I had drivers holding my last name up in arrivals. Cinch my knee back, see when he see how this vid start going viral. If leaders dead and the masters there with grains in there like silos. The morning rain clouds up my window, I swear I feel like Dido. J-A-U-M, how it looks when man put you in a jam like typos. Negotiation, asking for 20% of the company, that's my final. Realistic, the shit might M15 like I'm going through Tottenham High Road. If it's beef, I'll get that shape of bread and grease like I'm making gyros. Or I'm making gyros. So much for all these heroes. The numbers are good with me as long as it's comma to 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Pass me a glass of the vino. If a girl try to take my Rolex to buy some Valentino, tell baby that what she did to the kid that I ran her like emo. She didn't rock my clothing line, but we have my shirts to go with the jeans though. Now man like me, you can't put girls with like Gran Torino.
Crocodile tears, she ain't even crying. Why you swearing to God? You don't even believe in Christ. What you saying, well, are you for? You ain't been on your dean, you been eating swine. Nah, I ain't a man of your dreams. Now you wish that you stayed with your previous guy. It used to be 3.5s. Now I can sell out the O2 Arena twice. Don't ask what the fee looks like. Don't believe all the media hype. Like 80% of these people lying. Who can I ask when I need advice? I gotta work hard, this new provides. Email white beats for the feature. Look, what goes up must come down. So when you're in the air, prepare for the landing. I did everything that I could for my hood. So how did they say I don't care for the man? Crib so big, I'm like, get out of bed. Pick up the stairs in a mansion. They weren't there for the action. Trying to round up 300 spots and we're going for what we be in. Everything won't go to plan, that's not how it goes. I'm afraid shit happens. Rap boy on a footballer's page, I'm on the same page as the players at Dallas. What's making the haters jealous? I'm thinking the AP's 18 carats. They call me my government name. Oh no. This one ratchet, don't even know who her baby dad is. If I come inside, then I won't leave till I see I take the tablets. No. You mention my name because you wanted some fame and it ain't established. Alright, you know the verse don't hit when you hear that adlib. Come a long way, I was selling them opium on my lonely, but I'm not Ken Carson. I'm a hood red, hot red dot on my head and my hood on my target. So drive, I'll stay in a whip when I jump
15 rebounds, DA, yes. Yes.
I'm on the same players at Charlotte. Big fish in this thing, no armbands, like a backstroke, I'm swimming at shot. Drop me me in a jungle, tree to tree, start swinging like Tarzan. 24-inch on the rims on the Benz, I'm doing donuts and skidding on tarmac. Sick of these high-rise buildings, flip the script, now I'm living on farmland. The man them too inconsiderate, 5-star hotel smoking cigarette, mixing codeine up with a Finnegan. She got fit but she wanna get thin again, drinking apple cider vinegar, wearing skim cause she wanna be Kim and them. Alright, I know they are bad, stop acting innocent. We ain't got generational wealth, it's only a year that I've had these millions. I could have been in a Tokyo drift car, fast and furious. I went from the Toyota Yaris to Urus, they had their chance but blew it. Now this gal want me and her uterus, fuck it, I'm rich, let's do it.
Take a look at these diamonds, wrong as a life for squinting.
Can't just stuff.
With babe through thick and thin, she already fixed, I'm halfway there. Could've changed my mind, I was halfway there. 100 meters, I just put 9 jet in a sprint. 100 meters, they won't fit in one SUV. No, SOS. Somebody rescue me, I got 2 million, 2 million, they could last me the next 2 weeks. Alright. Like send the address through for SUV, the outside white, the inside brown like Michael. More time and Bella line and trap. Spend like I don't even like my stack. Pistol.
Cat, look, you gotta understand, bro. We in a fucking dance studio. Look. The motherfucking echo might be fucking crazy. But look though, we gotta talk like this, chat. We kinda gotta talk like this. Bro, this is the same way the subathon was. Empty ass room. Bro, it's just so much negatives, like, bro, just be glad to have a fucking desktop stream in the fucking UK, bitch! God fucking damn, bruh! Anyways, let me hear the echo real quick. Talk to Wikai. Anyways, let me hear the echo real quick. Talk to Wikai. Anyways, let me hear the echo real quick. Bro, that's not even that bad. Bro, are y'all serious? Bro, this shit is just like the subathon. It's just like the subathon, bro. This shit is just like the subathon. Yo, appreciate everybody who's in this motherfucker right now. So let me go ahead. No, M. Henry, I'm not calling you a bitch, bro. I'm not calling you a bitch. I'm sorry. I'm not calling you a bitch. I'm not calling you a bitch. I'm not calling you a bitch. You got it, bro. You got it, bro. I'm not calling you a bitch. I was talking to the Aesthetics nigga. That's what I was talking about. Yeah. I was talking to you.
Irish ferry.
I was talking to you.
Sound like a cat dog.
Tight ass shirt. Oh my gosh. I'm about to. Yo, bro. Okay, you see? See, now I'm about to. Ooh. Okay, look. First things first. Let me go ahead and say something real quick, bro. Let me go ahead and say something real quick. Yo, JD Cards with the motherfucking 25 fucking gifted. W's in the fucking chat. Okay, let me adjust my audio real quick for y'all boys, man. It's not my setup at all, so I gotta update my audio real quick. Alright, let me turn down. Do I turn something down? Or do y'all want me, like, how do you want me to do it, chat? How should I adjust this motherfucker? Do I turn it down or my gain, or do y'all want the actual mic to get turned down? My gain of the actual mic, chat. My gain of the actual mic. A little gain down. Hello, testing. Hello, testing. Testing, hello. Testing, hello. Yo, you know what's crazy? Way better? Okay, fire. Chat, you know what's crazy, bro? Okay, look. Unfortunately, in about a week or so, there will be a brand new modelist, chat. You know why? Because you wanna know why, chat? Because all these fucking dumb ass, stupid ass fucking blogs. First of all, let me not even talk about my mods right now, bro. All the fucking dumbass fucking blogs out there, you dumb fucks. All you dumb ass fucking blogs that don't watch my streams. Why would you watch a fucking clip and say, oh my gosh, like, something is going on with Kai mentally. There's something wrong with Kai mentally. Like, guys, everybody check on Kai. There's something wrong with Kai mentally right now and shit like that. Bro, why the fuck would y'all niggas look at that clip and not do any research, bro? And so much niggas, but it's really the domain nigga, the nigga that got Duke as a mother looking like George Washington on his profile picture. It's really that nigga. It's really the domain nigga. That's who the fuck it was, bro. You feel what I'm saying? But
LeBron James?
Okay, first things first. Blogs, anybody who had something to say or thought I was going crazy? No, my nigga. It was real nigga hours. It was almost 7 a.m. in the morning, and I lost a total of 72 Fall Guy games, bro. If you not in real nigga hours, you won't understand the context behind it, bro. You won't understand the context behind that motherfucker. So, you feel me, bro? Yes, we lost 72 games. Yes. Actually,
72. It was 72. And I know you miss mine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. One more time for your love. One more time to your friends. One more time till you're satisfied with me. One more time for the club. One more time to the end. One more time till you're satisfied with me. With me. Just this one last time I'm loving you. One last time I trust you. One last time I trust you with my heart. Loving you ain't easy. It is not. Loving you ain't easy. But when I add Mr. You'll be my moon, I'll be the sun and star, faded in love. You don't even know I'm counting on you. You're the niggas. I'm counting on you. But they got a fucking squad, bro. Holy shit. Look at this shit, bro. The players are so versatile, too, and athletic. Versatile on offense. Versatile athletic both ways. Versatile athletic on offense. Versatile athletic on offense. Versatile both ways. Versatile both ways. Both ways, bro. What the fuck? Calling your name from the moon. Calling your voice. I'ma be home soon. So we can do the impossible. She got a
my house in the UK. Yeah. I just bought this